Hello and welcome to the Crookedrivercast. I'm Robert. Joining me every week is Tom, and we are two guys from Northeast Ohio just trying to figure out what the heck is going on in our state. This is show 46, recorded on January 31st, 2025. Another week has just flown right by, and we've got lots to discuss. Let's go. In the morning.
In the morning.
This morning. How's everything in your world? We haven't talked very much this week about current events, but we don't normally talk all that much during the week anymore. Show's kind of taken that away from us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Gotta save it, gotta save the reactions and stuff.
Exactly.
The good news from this week is the best beer is currently out right now, in my opinion. Best Great Lakes beer.
Which one's that?
Conway's.
Oh, I didn't know that was seasonal.
Yeah, it's their seasonal. It's their St. Patrick's Day seasonal, I think.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah,
that's probably my favorite beer out of everything they make. I mean, Dortmunder is always good. One of my normal favorites is the Edmund Fitzgerald, like that dark beer. That porter's so good. But man, Conway's. So the wife and I had quite a few last night. Almost polished off the 12-pack and for us, that's a lot.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
what are those at? Like 7?
They're just over 6, I think.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Not too bad, but I was like, I should probably stop, for the show.
Yeah, of course.
For the show. So yeah, that's still a few more in there for tonight, so I can't wait. So in the world of the news, wow, it was quite a week, I think. I don't know. It felt like there was just so much. I didn't even know where to start. And then this guy pops in. Did you hear about Ohio? He is the Democratic he's a candidate for Ohio AG.
Well, he's trying to be one.
He's not the Democratic nomination or the candidate. He is just a candidate.
Well, he's trying to run in the primary
because he's going to lose his seat as he's a representative now.
I thought he lost it already. No. Well, we should tell people who this is.
So this is. Let me pull a story up because I can read better from it. It is. I didn't even put his name in there. Yeah, I kind of want to. Eric.
Forehand, no? Something like that.
See? Yeah,
Foreskin?
Sorry, I got audio coming in, so you can't hear that. That's a good thing. His name is Forehand. Yes, Foreskin was Eric. Is it Eric?
Yeah.
Elliot Forehand. Elliot Forehand. He's a Democratic candidate for Attorney General in Ohio.
He's a Jew from Euclid, South Euclid.
Oh. Okay.
I read an article and that's what it said.
I was getting to that, but that was So he is Jewish, and that is brought up in the clip that we're going to listen to, which I did point out. We'll have a question on, but Forehand, or like we affectionately call him, Foreskin. He decided to come out and say if elected as Ohio AG, he's going to kill President Donald Trump. and then he came out and clarified it, which just made it so much better. Here you go. Here's his clarification. And actually, the coverage on this story is a bit suspect, which we could talk about. But this guy is clearly mentally ill. I could see it in his eyes. Maybe it's just a heavy case of TDS, which is bad enough.
No. This is even more.
But you can hear it in the opening. Just listen to listen to the very first word. You can just hear it in there.
Hi, this is Elliot Forehand, candidate for Ohio Attorney General. I want to tell you what I mean when I say that I am going to kill Donald Trump. I mean, I'm going to obtain a conviction rendered by a jury of his peers at a standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, based on evidence presented at a trial conducted in accordance with the requirements of due process, resulting in a sentence duly executed of capital punishment.
Due process.
That is what I mean when I say that I'm going to kill Donald Trump.
Oh, well, thanks for clarifying. you really should still get a visit from the Secret Service, in my opinion.
You would think, right?
You would think, but I think he's trying to he's trying to be coy with it.
He was trying to be clever.
He's is he trying to mimic the guy from Virginia? Is it somebody from Virginia or somebody that came out and said, yeah, you should, he was just elected in the last election, and he came out and said something like you should like kill your opponents or something.
No. He said he wished his opponent's kids were shot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of gun
control. Because that would teach him that we need gun laws. That's basically what he wanted to say, and the guy got elected.
Yeah,
Virginia's going to go downhill real quick. By the way, we don't talk about that, but
no,
that's going to be it.
No, it's a good point because I'm planning vacations this summer, and one of the things we wanted to do was hit some of the amusement parks. So with the Six Flags merger with Cedar Fair, now my season's pass is good for all parks. So now we want to let's go to Kings Island. We were going to go there anyway, but now let's go to Kings Dominion, which is like Kings Island's sister park. It's in Virginia, and I'm second guessing it now. I'm not sure I want to go to Virginia because now I can't bring my gun with me, can I?
Right now you could, but you won't be able to.
In the summertime, who knows? Yeah.
By the time that happens, I don't think you will be able to.
I'm making, I don't know. I'm deciding on. Because we're also thinking about going to Washington, D.C. where we're there, which, again, I can't bring my gun.
That would be kind of cool because of the 250th.
250th, yeah. Except we were thinking about going around 4th of July. I'm not sure I want to be. I mean, it would be cool, but man, it's going to be a complete chaos.
Yesterday they announced they're going to do a race there.
Like what kind of race?
Penske's putting it on.
Formula One, or?
I don't know if it's Formula. I think it's Formula. They're going to do it around the mall.
They've been doing that a lot. They destroyed Vegas with that, so why not DC? Well, this guy is a pattern. I don't know if you read into him at all.
Oh, I did a little bit.
Yeah.
I think this guy at this point, he did start out with TDS, but I think at this point he's deranged because first of all, when he got kicked off, I think it's for abusive language to his his
staff. Somebody on somebody's staff.
So, I mean, the guy had to be escorted around the courthouse basically, right?
Yes. So here's the report from almost 2 years ago, I think, when all this came down. He got censured, basically. I don't know if that's what they call it in the State House, but according to this, he got taken off all his committees.
Yeah,
by the Democrats.
Yeah, by the Senate.
By the Senate Democrats. Yeah.
By the minority. Oh my gosh, I can't say it.
Minority leaders.
Yeah.
It's a tough one on Monday on 8 o'clock on Saturday. What day is it? I don't even know what time it is. Holy shit! Let's listen to the clip.
An Ohio State lawmaker from South Euclid has been removed from his committees and banned from contacting staff. It comes after an alleged pattern of abusive behavior. Democrat Representative Elliott Forehand is being accused of aggressive and vulgar and allegedly showing up uninvited to a female lawmaker's home after failing to reach her by phone. Forehand, who is Jewish, also allegedly spread misinformation about the Israel and Hamas war on social media.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. All right, so I'm not sure if he was Palestinian, quote unquote Palestinian. Would you be saying the same thing? Would you be saying he was spreading misinformation, or would you just not say anything about it? Because, yeah, that's the way I brought up. Oh, wait, I'm not sure. Okay, if he had one of those like white with blue or black checkered things around his neck, would you be saying that about his misinformation? I don't think so.
Anyways, where I was going at was, I think, yeah, no, I mean, you're right.
Because of
one. But I was going to say that I think this guy started out as just somebody that's kind of got some mental issues, obviously. Yes. TDS is on top of that. And now I think he's just looking for a dopamine hit. I think he gets excitement out of saying, because he did say F Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
After the shooting, he posted that. So I think he loves the attention in a bizarre way.
Well, and he's running for office, so bonus, because it gets you headlines.
He won't even make it on the ballot.
Oh, and I'm sure he won't. is he? I'm trying to see. Is he? I think he's because he's suing. He's suing the state legislature for taking him off all his committees. I'm trying to see if he's still a representative. I can't determine that, but I thought it was quite fitting, along with he's a Jew and he's spreading misinformation. I thought I saw this kind of a pattern here with this current Fox News article, because the quotes are, so they're quoting some people who reacted to his posts, his video on X. So here's the quote, absolute psychopath, AKA modern Democrat, unquote. Conservative commentator Dave Rubin posted on X. Next quote, Democrat candidate for Ohio AG who said he's going to kill President Donald Trump also posted this when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, end quote. Conservative influencer Libs of TikToks posted on X, he's an evil, deranged psychopath, unquote. Next quote, can you guess how it ends? I don't even have to tell you how it starts, but yeah, it ends with conservative commentator Robbie Starkbug posted on X. How come there's never any progressive or liberal commentators?
No, you can't.
This is Fox News, so
yeah, no.
Like they're as bad as anybody else.
Fox News is about as Democrat as you can get.
Yeah,
with a little bit of normalcy.
Oh, they could put some Republican makeup and lipstick on, and that's about it.
In the show notes, I'm putting you could click on it. I'm going to put it there right now. His Facebook profile.
Okay.
Oh, so people can check it out. Yeah. But he had a post on January 29th that said, urgent, help gather Dem signatures to get my name on the Ohio ballot. Deadline is Tuesday. And there's a link to the petition form. And all you got is people laughing. Like commenting. There's some awful comments. I mean, this guy's got no chance to.
No. He had no chance. I mean, the Democrats weren't going to they stripped him of all his committees because he's oh, wait, hold on. I could use my new. You know why? Because
You are a douchebag.
Yeah, he's more than that, though.
Why not use a douchebag to point out the douchebags? You know who that is, right?
No.
You are a douchebag.
No.
Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, he's a frequent guest on Howard Stern's show, so you do know who he is. He's Asian and he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag.
Is that him? Oh,
yeah, that's him.
Okay.
That's why I said Star Trek. I figure maybe. So Dave Yost posts. Look at that, I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. Dave Yost posts, I wish I could ignore this. He states, number one, the AG does not have authority to indict unless invited by someone who does. Number two, the president has immunity for acts taken in office. Number three, there is no legal theory to support a capital indictment, even assuming facts, whereas this man wishes. One of two, he says. Then he comes out and says, this is an ex post facto rationalization for his earlier comment about killing the president. So he's basically coming out and saying, like, he's just covering his ass. And it's, okay, so it's number five, utterly shocking and designed to be so. His ignorance of law and disgraceful vitriol make him utterly unfit for any office. And he copied Sharon Brown and Amy Acton. Should denounce him. And they did, to be fair. And
Sharon Brown, I don't think did. I didn't see anything.
I thought Sharon Brown did. I know Acton did. I thought
Acton did, yes. I didn't see anything from Sharon Brown, but probably. I mean, how can
he should. I mean, he's dumb if he does it. Well, I mean,
yeah.
Sharon Brown. So,
by the way, this guy is former state rep.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping I'd hear. I was hoping I'd hear that.
He is a lawyer. See how he was trying to be clever with his language? This guy's just retarded.
Almost like he went, oh, crap, what did I just do?
Yeah, I don't think he can think past. He might not even be able to play checkers.
It's a low bar, but it is a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Bar. Well, we'll keep it out. That that was kind of boiled to the surface, and I kind of was what kind of drove me to the story was the lack of stories. When I looked this up and I typed in his name into Google and then clicked on news, there is no articles, at least as of Friday morning. There were no articles or videos or anything from any of the major news sources in Ohio that I could find. Like, definitely not from anybody in his district. There's nobody from the northeastern Ohio area, like, Channel 3, Channel 8, those kind of places up here that even covered it. Now, I mean, he is a defunct congressperson or representative, whatever, but I can only imagine if somebody like Matt Gaetz would come out and say something similar to this. A defunct congressperson now with a show. What would the coverage be? It would be slightly different, of course. Of course it would. So that was kind of why I was like, I started looking it up and I'm like, where's the stories at?
Yeah.
There was like two. One of them was Dayton and some other, maybe one in Cincinnati or something like that. And the rest of them were national stories, the national Fox News or a couple other ones that were, not local. So I think they were like, shh, we don't want to cover this guy. It's too crazy.
Yeah, Morgan Trout, where are you?
Yeah, hey, Morgan, where are you? Oh, she's coming up. She's coming up on our...
Yeah, where is she on this, though?
Yeah, of course. No, well, that's because we've starting to discover it's kind of a twat.
Yeah.
Moving on. Unless you got something else you want to bring up about this douche. No? Coming up as of Monday when this show comes out, we got some changes coming, Tom. Some changes coming to Snap. And those changes are, there it is. My story is in front. So Snap is going to, as of the 1st of February, Snap is going to start requiring people to work. Now, this sounds pretty bad. I mean, it sounds horrible for some people. I mean, you think, they're on welfare, they're on Snap, and how bad is it going to be? How bad is it going to get? Well, let's just start with the beginning of this clip. So here's how Channel 5, News 5, opens up their report on Snap cuts. Doom and gloom.
It will make it more difficult for individuals to either receive benefits or continue to receive benefits.
It's very likely that some people will lose access to
Very
SNAP.
likely.
We're looking at potentially the biggest cut in SNAP in the food stamp program's 60-year history.
For months, we've been
60
telling
years?
you about the new work requirements to receive food benefits.
Now, those new rules are less than 2 weeks away.
Doom. Less than 2 weeks away. Oh my gosh. Well, there's some good news. These could be potentially the biggest cuts in 60 years, Tom. I was like, yes, finally, some cuts are going to happen. What can you look up for me while we play the rest of this clip? What are the expected, what do you think the expected, or what does Google say the expected effect in Ohio is on these cuts? Because from what I'm hearing in the rest of this clip, man, it's going to get really bad, Tom. Here you go.
In Collinwood, the pantry manager worries about barriers like transportation for people seeking jobs. She's bracing for a spike in demand, saying that's happened after other SNAP changes.
And then all of a sudden, all of the existing SNAP benefits, they rolled over from month to month. Once those were used up, then we saw the increase.
The county says less than 3% of SNAP recipients will see a change, but it expects more people will be affected.
How many?
The administrative burden is there for that 5,000, but a lot of people are going to get caught up in the longer wait times. And the more residents are coming to our lobbies to talk to us.
3%? 3% might lose SNAP benefits. 3%. That's what we're talking about. They're freaking out over doom. Oh my gosh, it starts Monday. Doom and gloom. Oh my gosh. 3%. Here's another stat for you. 77% of people on SNAP are already working. 191,000 people in Cuyahoga County. They sent 5,100 letters out. Out of 191,000 people, they sent 5,100 letters out. How does that scale for the rest of the state? Is it going to be similar?
They're all getting raises too.
They're all getting more money, but they're putting more requirements in, right?
Right.
So why are we talking about this?
It's a headline, Rob.
Why are we talking about?
We must scare
3%.
the voters.
3% might.
We must scare the voters into voting for the Democrats.
The evil Trump administration who wants to take people who can work and require them to work before they get a free check from the government. I mean, and it's so bad it's going to be 3%. The other there's a little hidden thing in that clip. I don't know if you noticed it because I probably talked over it. But the woman says, yeah, well, we've seen this before because what happens is when the SNAP benefits run out, they roll over to the next month. When those run out, then we see them at the pantries, food pantries.
Right.
So you're getting more than you can use in a month, and it rolls over. And then if it happens enough, because we've asked, how do you get $10,000? You see some of the receipts where it gives you their balance on your EBT card, and you're like, $10,000. How do you get $10,000? Well, if you're somehow scamming the system and it's rolling over every month. So she was basically saying they have a surplus. And then when the surplus runs out, that's generally when the uptick happens at the pantries. Okay, let's let that sink in for a second, folks, because these enormously obese women that are complaining on the internet about getting their SNAP cuts aren't even able to eat everything that they're given. Well, that was a visual I just had. But they're as fat as they are. They have surplus. A lot of them do. But that was a little.
It's a disease, Rob.
It is. It is a disease. It's called progressivism. A disease. I know it's not what you're talking. You're talking more about the Oprah disease, where it's not your fault that you're fat.
Yeah,
it's everybody else's fault.
She can't help. She's putting everything in her mouth.
Whoa, hey, jeez, family friendly show, Tom.
Oh, you took it there. I wasn't taking it there.
I know you weren't. That's what she said. I don't know. I think there's a whole lot to do about nothing, and they're just trying to scare the crap out of people. And just watch the clip because there's so much good stuff in there. Oh, poor old lady. It's going to be hard. She's going to have to go work harder or get a job or something like I get it, but sorry. Am I just a horrible human being?
Yes.
Okay, good. I feel good about it. Sometimes I was watching, my new man crush, Andrew Wilson.
He was good on Rogan.
Just on Rogan. And then I saw his live stream last night, part of it, where he talked about being on Rogan. And, if you get enough donations, he'll tell this. So he kind of told a story behind it. He's like, I can't believe. He goes, after the show, I went to the comedy club that he has, the Mothership, saw all the sets, and then for 3 or 4 hours hung out with Ron White, Joe Rogan, somebody else, I can't remember his name, a YouTuber or something like that. I can't remember his name now. And he's like the most down to earth. He said, he goes, all I'm going to say is Joe Rogan is way more based than you guys even know. I'm not going to say anything else but that. Well, sorry. All that to be said is he said on the show, if you remember, did you watch it?
I listened to it.
Yeah.
Not 100% in.
He said the difference between kind and nice. He's like, sometimes being nice is not very kind.
Right.
And sometimes not being nice is very kind.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with. That's where I'm at with.
It's kind of tough love, right?
Yeah, tough love. Hey, maybe if we cut your SNAP benefits, you'll lose 300 pounds and you'll be healthy and you could be a, productive member of society. Take the nose ring out. Stop dyeing your hair. Get a job.
He had an interesting backstory. People should check out that episode of Rogan and Andrew Wilson.
Yes.
Is that his name? Wilson?
Andrew Wilson. Yeah. Crucible is his YouTube channel.
Right.
Crucible. He's very good at debate. He's gotten his kind of cut his chops on the Whatever show, Whatever podcast, I think it's called, and where he just debates feminists and he's OnlyFans and all this other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he's super. I mean,
he's really smart.
Very smart.
Like he articulates beautifully. I mean, he's really good at driving the point in.
Oh yeah, very logically take any of the emotion out, all while he's chain smokes. Very old school. He was very happy that he was allowed to smoke in the interview.
Yeah.
Anywho, and I guess good segue onto somebody else who. Oh wait, see, went back to my list.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if you saw the interview with Andrew Wilson, or tell us what you think. Check it out. Tell us what you think. Let us know where we could be better. Give us some feedback. Send us your stories. You got things in your area that we're missing out on, or you think should be brought to people's attention. That's the whole point of this show. Send us an email, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Check out the website, crookedrivercast.com. Every Monday when the show drops, so does the blog post with all of our links and a lot of our clips and original where we got all these clips from. And you can check the articles out and tell us where we're wrong if you like. Send us an email. If you're feeling up to it, you can always, try to find me. Me love cookie. Send me a message. If you find me and you follow me, send me a message. Let me know. And on to the next. We have, speaking of somebody who didn't expect to be here, we have to talk about Casey Putsch. Casey Putsch. We had these couple stories on from last week and we just had way too much on the plate. Pushed them over to this week. And I figured we'd do a little bit of a deep dive on a couple of these candidates that just announced. One of them for start to top for governor, Casey Putsch. Putsch? That's how you pronounce it.
I think they say Putsch.
Yeah. Putsch.
Putsch.
He's come up on the scene. He's a YouTuber. He's got a couple 100,000 subscribers, mainly a car channel, kind of a cars channel.
That's what it started out as.
Yeah. You would say, who is Casey Putsch? I'm looking at him. As far as from him, this is from him. He's an inventor. He's an entrepreneur. He's an educator. Father, he's got a couple of kids, got one on the way. And I figure we talk. I'm not a huge fan of his delivery. We talked about this a few shows ago when when the listeners sent us his information, and I was like, oh, that guy. I've seen that guy. Actually, last time when I first introduced him, when he was, I think, busting on Trump and MAGA for being robots, cult or something like that. So I'm not necessarily a fan of his delivery, but I had a similar problem with another citizen who ran for office. I was kind of wrong about him, so I figured I'll live and learn. I'll give him a shot, listen to him. And then I see this, he posts on X, and then he actually posts on YouTube the full speech. He was at Delaware County GOP. He had a little speech and a little bit different side of Casey. And I think we'll go. I'm just trying to see. So he has some good points we've talked about. Would you say so?
As far as policies?
Mm-hmm. What you've heard? What have you heard from him? Anything that you've?
Yeah, I have. Well, sometimes he strikes me as a leftist. Tell you the truth, but I mean, as far as his policies go, they look pretty good.
I don't know. I don't think he's a lefty as much as
I think he's more left than he lets on.
I think when I saw him ranting was about Epstein files and lack of transparency.
I wonder if he's happy now.
Well, maybe. A lot of people were kind of upset about what's going on. Where the indictments?
Yeah, but what about now? Didn't they just release everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. Obviously, only been a couple of days or so.
Right.
A fair question. There's a lot of people that are kind of questioning. I'm questioning it too. Maybe not as hard as some people. I'm questioning it, but going, I kind of understand why we haven't had anything yet. Because the swamp is pretty freaking deep. And it takes a while. And that's my black pill moment is I get it. I mean, Trump's doing, I think I like a lot of what he's doing, but I'm not sure it's enough. 4 years, one guy, so you start looking at a lot of them are just going to bide their time until he's gone and then keep doing what they're doing. So there's a lot of stuff to get through. A lot of red tape. So I give him a pass, but some don't.
I think this guy has some good policies and stuff. I think he'd be the guy who would get in there and then realize, oh crap, I can't really do any of the stuff I wanted to.
Yeah, it's happening in New York here now too. with what's his name?
Yeah, Mandami.
Yeah, Maserati, Mandami, whatever. Let's hear a little bit from Casey. Let me know. Make sure this is you can hear this because it's echoey and stuff. I try to push it up a little bit, but I probably should figure out how to.
Oh, you're going to play some of his speech?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I'm going to go take a nap.
Well, and that's why I want to play it, because what I've heard from this was a change for me, and I've said, hey, maybe you shouldn't be such an arrogant. You sound like an arrogant prick every time I hear you. Well, he walked in. He even says this in his video. He walked in and heard the other people speaking, who were rah-rah, speaking 100 miles a minute, and he looked at the crowd, and it was a whole lot of older people. I could see it from the video.
There weren't too many people either.
No, wasn't too many people, and he just toned it down. And here's kind of some of what he brought up, and let's see what he has to say. Go over some of it.
So I'm running for governor. What pushed me there? Well, my soul was on fire because I was observing what was going on. Now, I'm not going to refer about my name because I don't really feel like slinging mud. But we have somebody currently running for governor who did not go to higher school in Ohio, went to Harvard and Yale, and had a college scholarship paid for by George Soros money. He has no businesses in Ohio. Despite his massive wealth of over somewhere like $2 billion, he has done no philanthropy in Ohio. He got a tweet from our president after he seemingly left a very important money-saving thing for America under strange circumstances, that he'd be a swell guy for Ohio.
He doesn't like Vivek.
But the year before, our president said that his campaign was deceitful. I find that heartbreaking. I find that heartbreaking of all the work that I've ever done to try to better the future with the support that a billionaire can buy their way in. Use American taxpayer donated money to buy their way in.
Huh?
And seemingly is here to facilitate things like data centers for billionaire buddies that have massive tax abatements that get slipped in under the cover of night with NDA forms that the people pay for through spiked electricity prices, subsidizing the cost. That uses massive quantities of fresh water for aquifers like Erie, the Ohio River Valley for cooling. They're a net loss to Ohio. H-1B visas, a federal thing, yes, but facilitating that. After spending over a decade helping the best and brightest young people, and some politicians and leaders say we don't have bright enough people here, we have to replace them with cheap Indian labor. 70% of H-1Bs are from India, largely the rest are Chinese. No.
So, is Vivek really from Ohio? He actually did live here, right?
I think he grew up in Cincinnati.
He did. Okay, what's Cincinnati? Does he live here now? I mean, are these are some of his points, which I can say that's not a bad point to bring up. Why Ohio? Did you really get money from the Soros Foundation for college?
Yeah, but who wouldn't take that? That's what it's disingenuous to say that.
15 years ago, 20 years ago, would you know anything about him?
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it was now, if you asked me that now, and someone's like, here's some college tuition, it's from George Soros, I'd be like, no thanks.
If it was my kid, I'd be like, no, that's fine. It's not from George Soros. It was from his family, his brother or sister-in-law, something like that. A foundation that they have.
But 20 years ago, how long ago was that?
I don't know how old is. I'm not sure how old. It was 15 years ago at least.
Yeah.
And to be able to send my kid to a Ivy League school. Yeah, he's taking that money. I don't care who it's from. Are they buying him? I don't think so. I think he got it because he was Indian. So I mean, if you want to rag on something, there, Obama dot might be the thing to rag on.
Right. I think Ohio is important. And like he brings up the data center thing, that's kind of my biggest problem is I think with Vivek, there's going to be more of those. I think he's going to be a big proponent of it.
No, I'm not sticking up for Vivek. I mean,
no, I know, yeah.
I guess where I'm getting at, this guy has no chance of winning.
No. Most likely, no. Most likely. Chance isn't zero, but it's pretty close to zero.
Yeah, I mean, it's
pretty close to zero.
I guess trying to, derail Vivek and let Amy Acton in is worse than Vivek becoming governor.
And there's the biggest point is what this is going to end up doing. At this point, it's probably not going to do anything, but if it grows to a point where he gets 3 or 4%, he could spoil the election for. And then what do you?
Well,
do?
he can. He would have to win the primary. Like he's not going to run against Vivek. I mean, he's just trying to primary him because there has to be a primary.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. So if he gets 3% of that, I mean, big deal. If he gets,
is he
30%,
runs independent?
He won't run independent.
Maybe not, but that is a concern.
Yeah, I still don't think 3% would ruin Vivek's chances. You'd have to get into the 6-7%. I think.
Hopefully he's not winning against Amy Acton at 2%.
The thing is, he could do really well in the primary, but when it comes down to it, conservatives usually don't. I'm going to say they're not going to pick whoever they think is going to win, not who they would rather have. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick the one that they're not gonna pick the one that they know is going to lose. If they don't think KC has a chance, they're not going to vote for him. They'll vote for Vivek just to not give Amy a chance.
Yeah, just there's always a chance of the big ears guy's name, Ross Perot effect. If he were to run it, and again, not very likely. Do you want to hear what happens when he got interviewed by Morgan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he kind of got a little taste of the limelight here. It's like this is one of the reasons why people don't run. I think this guy is the type of guy we would like to see run. I'm not sure if going for governor straight away is the great strategy. I think you can start lower and work your way up. That way you get some background and stuff like that. But it's worked in the past. Donald Trump, but he's not Trump.
That's a
But
that's
I think
an anomaly.
This is who we asked. Like, we want people to run. People don't run because of things like this, I think.
The political newcomer didn't plan to run, but says he's frustrated with the party, one that endorsed Ramaswamy last spring.
Vivek's interests are not that of Ohio. They do seem to be globalist. They seem to be only in the interest of billionaires to sell us out.
Ramaswamy and his team declined to comment, but Putsch's campaign has gained some attention from right-wing influencers over the past few months, especially with his growing YouTube channel, where he questioned artificial intelligence to his 350,000 followers in a provocative way.
Give me a list of all the good things Adolf Hitler did or was responsible for creating in his life.
After the AI answers that anything Hitler did was overwhelmingly defined by the Holocaust, Putsch criticizes the tool.
I expect objective truth.
He later adds that anyone who says Hitler had no good ideas is wrong. When I asked what he meant by this in our interview, Putsch said that he wasn't doing this to endorse Hitler or any beliefs, but rather to show how AI is programmed to manipulate.
Did Germany commit absolute atrocities against a vast amount of people? Yeah, they did. And frankly, so did many others. I did those thought experiments only to pick at AI so that I could show where it's frankly taking advantage and programming all of us.
Is it programming all of us when you ask what Hitler's best qualities were, and it brings up the atrocities of the Holocaust?
She thinks she's so smart.
It doesn't always do things like that. It has to do with finding and using those as techniques to find where AI is taking advantage of all of us in every way, shape, and form. It's just a hyperbolic way to do it.
Ramaswamy has not engaged directly with Putsch, but in an op-ed, he did say that there was no room in the conservative movement for people who thought Hitler was cool. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trout reporting.
And that makes Vivek about
petty.
as nerdy as you can get.
As petty as you get.
Yeah.
To his point, if anyone's driven on the freeway system in Ohio, in America, you could thank Adolf Hitler. Yep. Now, was he the one who designed it? No, but he's the one who implemented it. He's the one who made it go through. And it wasn't because he was a nice guy. It's because he wanted his military to be easily moved through the country. And funnily enough, that's why America did it too. So I get it. Adolf Hitler was definitely a bad dude, but that doesn't mean. I think that was his point. Like show me, how objective are you going to be? Show me the good things that happened in Germany in 1940, and the AI is going to say nothing.
Yeah, but who wrote about that? It's just scouring the internet.
To me, that sounds like the point. It's you're only going to get from AI what is basically on the internet, or
But it's not trying to program you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
It's just doing what it does. And if you're too stupid to realize that, then okay, you're going to get programmed. I mean, just look at every liberal woman out there.
Well, and that lies the problem. I think it's not the technology. It's like driving aids. Like I like the blind spot monitoring on my truck, but I do understand how it makes people lazy, and then nobody looks in the mirror anymore.
And then they try getting in a car that doesn't have it.
Yeah, right. So I get it. The technology is AI is good for a lot of things, or machine learning, whatever we want to call it. But if you don't check it, at least every once in a while, well, you're an idiot, because it's wrong all the time.
Yeah,
all the time it's wrong because it's pulling wrong information or making these judgments that aren't, So I think. Unfortunately, when you put videos on the internet or podcasts, they don't go anywhere. Sometimes they come back and you got to explain what you're saying. And when you have a dishonest media, like, maybe we should, that didn't work, did it? Nope, didn't work. Okay, never mind. On to the next. We have the next new candidate is, her name now? Where did I pull it? So horrible at this part. Madison Sheehan. Madison Sheehan. Who's Madison Sheehan? Well, she is the deputy director of ICE who just resigned to run for office. Where? Toledo area. The same area that we talked about last week that rejected federal funding for Border Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's young too.
She's young. She is 28.
She looks like she can kick my ass.
Yeah. So that's, how you talk about, generally speaking, there are certain things that men are better at than women. So men, if you look on an oil platform, let's say, mostly men. These broad brushes. There are certain women that probably could handle themselves on an oil rig. I think she's one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm obviously being facetious.
I mean, I don't think so, but
she's just she's a farm girl.
Yeah, it looks like it.
She could kick my butt probably.
I don't think that, but yeah, she's tough. She's a tough chick.
She's got training. She's ICE. Oh wait, but they're not trained. Sorry, never mind. Forget it. They're not trained. We were told. Remember, they're not trained. And so she's resigning from. She's been there about a year. So she's number 2 behind Kristi Noem as deputy director at 28 years old. And really, what annoys me about her is she's 28 years old and she's number 2 at ICE. But before them, she was the former Secretary of Wildlife and Fishery. And she's 28. I feel like such a loser. She's definitely an overachiever. So she's going to, Lucas County. Remember last week we talked about Lucas County? They turned down $70,000.
Yeah. For the border, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for the border because ICE is mean. So we should put all of everybody else at higher risk because they're mean. And she's going after Marcy Klepter's seat. Let's listen to this. Let's listen a little bit from her campaign ad. And again, it's a campaign ad, so take it from what you will and I'll stop it whenever you want. But there's a couple. She goes right at it, right from the start.
In less than 1 year at ICE, I've stopped more illegal immigration than Marcy Kaptur has in her 43 years in Washington. 43 years. I'm Madison Sheehan. In Congress, hypocrisy, excuses, and failure can earn you a lifetime job. But on my family farm, that would put us out of business. Working those cold, dark mornings growing up, it taught me some simple truths. Be tough, get the job done, and make no excuses. I carried that same attitude to ICE. So when the call came to help President Trump clean up the dangerous immigration mess, as Deputy Director of ICE, I answered the call.
We will not stop until our American families and everyday Americans are safe.
In just 1 year, we've made history, recruiting over 12,000 new ICE officers and agents, and deporting over 2.5 million illegal aliens. Ohio neighborhoods are safer, thanks to President Trump and ICE.
I think we get the picture here. So what she's resigning as ICE. Sounds like she did a good job there. Sounds like somebody fits right in. Hopefully replace her with somebody else. It's just as good. You hate to lose her at ICE at this point. But she is going after Marcy, and 43 years. And I think the biggest reason is Marcy she squeaked by. She had a messy primary last election, and she barely squeaked by. And I don't think Sheehan is going to be the only one running. There's a couple of people in that running for that. They can smell blood in the water.
Yeah, I think the Republicans are going to put some money behind that area. Yeah. Unless McConnell's running it, then he'll ignore it.
Yeah.
Is he going to be out by that time or not? Is he out?
I don't think so. If he is out, he would be out at this elect. Oh no, I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah, because he's the one who doles out the money.
Yeah, he's the one.
And he really screwed up a lot of things in the last. What was it?
2022.
The midterms in 2022. Yeah.
Conveniently just forgot to fund Arizona.
Yeah.
For a couple of major
Arizona and Alaska too.
Yep.
There was a couple of things that he didn't fund that it was like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's that, hey, you take it this year, we'll get it next year game. I think that's what I always feel it is. Because they didn't like the couple. So Arizona's particular to me because my father lives there. So he was going back and forth with it during that time and just pissed off. And like I said to him many times, you're trusting the Republican Party and they suck worse than the Democrats because at least Democrats stab you in the face. Republicans stab you in the back. So Sheehan is 28, a native of Tiny Surtice, Ohio. How do you? I should have taken English class.
Curtis.
Yeah,
I would say Curtis. It's spelled like Curtice.
Curtice, but it is Curtis. Yeah, that's probably right. It is near the shores of Lake Erie, and she labeled herself a Trump conservative. And she's getting pushed back because she hasn't lived here in a while. But I mean, she's kind of becoming a, not to give her too, I can't give her too much credit, but How do you become a public servant if you don't move out of your? How do you work in Washington from Toledo? You kind of can't. I think right now she's like stationed in Louisiana or something. Does it say? Oh, she served as Secretary of the Louisiana Wildlife and Fishery as Nome's aide when she was governor of South Dakota, and fisheries, and as Nome's aide when she was. So she's been working her way up. She looks like she's had this plan for a little while.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, there's blood in the water, so
now's the time.
Marcy's 79.
Gosh, 40. I was like 8 when she got in office.
Yeah,
I think it was 1983.
I don't see any problems there.
No, nothing. There's definitely, as Leslie would say.
Move on! Nothing to see here!
Please disperse. And we'll hit this last one here is going down the line with some new ones. Where are we at here? Yeah. So Annette Blackwell, Maple Heights mayor for the last 10 years, has put her hat in the ring for the Attorney General? No, Auditor. What did I say? Yeah, Auditor, for the Ohio Auditor. So she's Maple Heights mayor since 2016. And apparently she's been commended for pulling the city out of a major financial mess. They were in like some emergency status, and within 5 years she pulled them out. And now they're praising her. So she should be our state auditor. She would be a Democrat.
Yeah, she's not going to get it.
No, probably not, because it's very, very red state. I think she's going up against LaRose, who's going up for re-election. So probably nothing for her to really get any traction.
It looks like she did a good job, though, there. Surprisingly.
Well, yeah, I did see that. I was like, oh, well, she pulled them out of financial mess. So I originally went in looking for how much COVID money did they use? But
good point.
I pleasantly was surprised by learning that they got pulled out of emergency status, whatever it's called.
Before that, right?
Before COVID. So then how did they get out of this mess? According to the county state auditor's website, basically, from what I can gather, they did it in the classic Democrat way, the classic Democrat way. They raised taxes. They sold some assets. They decided to go after people who weren't paying their taxes. They increased revenue with more building permits, which are taxes. They didn't do any cuts, according to the state auditor or any of the auditors.
Really?
No cuts, no austerity. They just increased funds. They just increased taxes. They opened up some development in some of the areas, like they rezoned it for redevelopment, which increased. So people started doing things to the city, which is good. But they're using it as a revenue source because it increased permits. So they got like an extra $100,000 1 year from permits from this opening up. And permits are just, in my opinion, tax. But yeah, so classic Democrat. Raise your taxes. Don't cut anything because can't do that.
Well, I don't know if anything you were able to cut anything. I'm sure you were, but
yes,
I'm kind of just I'm being
put your nose ring in.
I'm just saying, I think it was mostly mismanaged. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Did they have a lot of money to spend? Like, I don't know. Like, were they spending too much?
Well, that's if you say mismanagement as a general term, there's got to be something to cut from something being mismanaged, right? I think mismanaged meaning you're not getting are you going out for 3 bids on your contract for this, that, and the other, that kind of stuff? That mismanaged to me would mean, yes, there should be places you can cut. That's where I would look first. Where can we cut? Where are we getting robbed at?
Yeah.
And in most of these cities, what we've always come to see whenever we look into this is it's usually it's nepotism, it's friends. You're giving contracts to people or people who did you favors or donated to your campaign, and they're overcharging the city. I mean,
right.
So there's had to be some place to cut, and according to the state auditor, they didn't cut anything. At least nothing significant enough to really make a make it to the list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great, pull your city out. I get it. Maybe you did need to raise taxes. I just thought it was funny that, yeah, well, that sounds like a Democrat. Raise taxes. That's what we do. All right. Did you see this article and this news story we got coming up next for Mount Orab?
I didn't know how to take this. This is
Brown County, Ohio.
Village of Mount Orab in Brown County.
So Brown County is, so everybody knows, is east of Cincinnati, almost directly in the middle of the state, and the southern portion of the county actually butts up against the border or the Ohio River, which is significant. So the story is Brown County residents seeking answers after village signs NDA related to mega site. So you didn't know how to take this, you said?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused here. Like, wouldn't they need, see, I don't know how it works in a village, but I would think they would have to vote for a mega site. And why are the people in charge signing an NDA?
Well, yes.
That's what I think first, but I guess it's common practice and it's kind of a competitive thing. So they make them sign an NDA so you don't know who's coming in.
Right.
So others can't, well, maybe it makes it more competitive, I guess.
Yeah, I think that is generally the point of NDAs, to keep it under wraps so that you don't give your competitors any leads on what you're doing, what's going on next. It just gets sticky. It gets sticky when you're border or you're in the area and you can't get any answers from your city council. Let's listen to a report from Local 12, which is out of Cincinnati, I believe, about the Mount Orab village, how this all went down, kind of. So this guy in the clip here. He's got a small farm, family farm, or a few acres, whatever he has around the area where this mega site is. He started noticing buildings disappearing, and then a couple buildings disappearing, and then all of a sudden he saw some excavators on, and he decided, well, let me ask him some questions. See what he has to say.
Latour says he couldn't get a straight answer from the village, and his worst fears were confirmed at Tuesday night's council meeting. Yes, the village had signed a non-disclosure agreement. He also learned the project is on hold, has been for months, due to decisions by people outside the village.
They can't answer any questions.
Latour says whatever the status of the project, it's the lack of transparency that counts, especially when it comes to environmental impacts.
We should be able to weigh in. We should be able to participate. We should be part of that process. We're teaching our daughter stewardship. We're bringing her up in nature. It's where we feel the most connected. What's happening? It's scary to us. It's concerning because I have a feeling that the Milky Way that can be seen out my front door here in the summer months is not going to be able to be seen once this thing goes in with all the light pollution.
Nope.
I spoke with Mount Orab Mayor Joe Hauser. He confirmed those details about the NDA, but as you might expect, couldn't add anything else. When we covered a data center in Kentucky last year, we learned that NDAs are standard these days and are part of the competitive element in bringing money into small towns. They say you have to live by that agreement or the big companies will move on.
How the hell are our elected officials allowed to sign NDAs?
I don't know.
How is that even legal?
So if they signed an NDA and if it's for a data center, which we're assuming, right?
Probably.
Okay. But shouldn't the residents have any say here?
I bet they did. What's going on right now in Lorain County? Same thing. They're having a fight at the city council, and they approved a portion of the site to be a mega site. I would bet that if you go back, that there were meetings on this, but nobody showed up because
before it made the news.
Yeah, before things started actually happening on the property. By the time things started happening on the property, you could be years down the line before when this deal already went through. NDAs on construction projects are extremely common nowadays.
Right.
And
this is over 1,000 acres, by the way. This is
huge.
Pretty massive. Yeah.
Huge. And it's not a coincidence. It's really close to the Ohio River, I think. Well, the county is. I tried to look at exactly where it was. I couldn't quite tell, but they have to have access to large amounts of water. It's one of the reasons Ohio is so attractive to them. I just don't understand how the village thought this was going to be okay. Like, I literally can't tell my constituents what's going on because I signed an NDA with a private entity.
Yeah, one guy pulled out of that NDA.
Oh, really?
That signed it, yeah.
And did he?
Didn't say anything. I kind of did a real quick search on this, and it's not like he's really talking. He probably took his name off the NDA before he actually knew what's going on.
Maybe, yeah.
He might not be in on it.
Right. And speaking of water, let's to the next article, which we don't need to go too much into because we've kind of talked about it before, but there's still, the Ohio EPA is about to make a decision on what kind of permitting they're going to allow these data centers to use to dump water back into.
Yay.
Oh, it's completely safe, but they're going to give them a 5-year permit. And there's no, if you read the article, it'll be in the show notes. It's from, I think, Channel 10 TV, which Boomtown, I can't remember where they're at, but Columbus. They, single data center can use up to 500 million gallons of water a day. Now, the only thing I don't have is perspective. Like, what's a normal office building use? I don't think it's 500 million gallons. Be a really big office building. And then they have to do something after they use it, and it gets, so they're dumping it because they can't use it anymore. So the good drinking water that they take, because these computers need drink, they can't just use plain old water. It has to be drinkable water because the components are sensitive to that. So after they're done using it and it's no longer drinkable and it's dirty, then they are allowed to just freely dump it, as long as it's not within a certain distance from a city intake or something like that, or where they're taking it in from
downstream from an intake. Something I forget. Yeah,
it has to be downstream, can't be upstream, all this other stuff. But what's in the water? What you're running water through computer components with, I don't know, silver, gold, lead, all kinds of other stuff. Probably, I don't know, is there lead in there? Maybe. Can we at least can we check out no, they can't, because they can't inspect this. They can't check on these because there's so many data centers. There's not even close to enough people in the Ohio EPA to cover all this.
Right.
This is why it's important to keep up with your local city. It's as hard as it is and as boring as it is most of the time. I would almost guarantee that this Brown County they approved this, and it was a public meeting.
It's a village, which I don't know how many people are in this village, but obviously nobody was talking to each other. I don't understand how that happens in a place like that.
Where was I at that? Oh, yeah, I was out in Lorain. Yeah, okay. I was out in Sheffield Village, maybe out that way. During the week, and I saw a no mega site sign.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them.
Yeah, the townships have to be really careful right now. They got to stick together.
Yeah, it is. I mean, kudos to Norton, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's happening more and more. I don't think we're hearing it as much as it's actually happening, but by the time you hear about it, it's usually too late.
And the NDA thing just drives me freaking crazy. It's like, oh, how the hell do you think, as elected politician, you think it's okay to not be able to talk about 1,000 acres being developed in your community? Right. You can't tell the neighboring people what the hell's going to happen there.
What about the people living right next to it, or within a couple blocks? It's like,
yeah,
I can't. Man, that would drive me.
Oh, it'd enrage me.
Yeah,
it would enrage me. Yeah.
It's time for Killdozer.
Yeah, that's right. And it was about land and Actually, check that out. That is a interesting story. He's a little crazy, but
there's a couple documentaries on it. It's pretty good.
And it was one of the first things that kind of happened with all that video. There was tons of video from it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very early on, before you didn't get a lot of video of these things because just video cameras. But it's one of the first ones I remember. Oh man, there's so much. And if you known his schematics of the hardware store, they probably wouldn't have been able to stop him until he ran out of gas, because his track fell into the basement of the hardware store.
Yeah,
and he was stuck and he killed himself. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens. That's why these things happen, because of these exact things. And he felt like he was getting wronged, and there was a bunch of nepotism in the city, in the county. Some guy who owned some concrete place, and
I'm kind of picturing one going right through the data center.
Yes.
I'm sorry to knock you off your tracks there,
no,
but
I'm
just looking at the picture of the data center and like, you know.
So from what I hear,
where's my welder?
A lot of these. Tom, why are you having all that plate steel delivered?
Oh, no reason.
No reason. There's a lot of these data centers have security like I've never seen at a construction site, and bomb sniffing dogs because they get bomb threats. I'm sure not all of them, but they have just a couple of the ones I've seen and heard about from people on site they're getting regular bomb threats. Wow. Welcome to the community. So yeah, he's not going to be, they build this mega site with a couple data centers on it. He's not going to be able to see the Milky Way.
Yeah, no.
And he's always going to hear all day long is the sound of exhaust fans.
It drops the value of his land.
Oh, massively.
You know, that's even more disappointing than, I mean, obviously you don't want the light pollution, but you're building a homestead type of farm where you're raising your kids and stuff, probably homeschooling them and stuff. You're making this great life for yourself, and then your land's going to be worth nothing because of the greed of
like
the
a couple
city.
of guys that I know. We talked about. They're less than a mile down the road from a data center. The guy just bought his house 6 months ago. New family, young guy in his early 30s or late 20s, early 30s, bought a house, 5-10 acres. It's like his dream plot.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 months later, he's got a data center going up. And now he's a contractor. So now he's got the dilemma. Do I bid on the job? Do I try? Like, it's like a love-hate kind of thing. It's weird. I know a couple of people like that. So it's, yeah.
If you don't bid, somebody's going to bid. That's the thing.
I mean, it's a major part of the construction industry in Ohio right now is data centers, like huge. It's sucking up so much resources. So you almost kind of have to. These projects are so huge. As a business, you'd be stupid not to.
Right.
But also you gotta, there's like a movie about those things. Like, somebody took over a town, but you got to work for the guy or something. I don't know. Anyway, not sure where I was going with that. But where I'm going is, hey, we appreciate you listening. Now, what we really appreciate is if you could share the show. Spread the word. Help us help the community more by getting more feedback, a wider audience. Tell your friends, tell your family. Leave a comment on your favorite podcast system. Let everybody know how much you like the show. Send us a note. Check out our website, crookedrivercast.com. Blogs posted every Monday. When the show does, you can go over the stories as we go through them. And then you can tell us how awesomely right we are on everything. Let us know. All right, Tom, you ready to talk about some snow?
No,
yes.
Had enough.
Fun.
I've had enough.
Well, we're maybe halfway through the season, so good luck. Good for that. Good luck with that, I should say. But unfortunately, the Lake County Sheriff is basically getting some pushback because he's not afraid of the snow. So Lake County Sheriff, what was this fine gentleman's name? Oh, we'll have him in the clip. But he is, come on, computer, work. There you go. So he's Lake County Sheriff. He's been Lake County Sheriff for like ever. And is Lake County Sheriff Frank Leon Bruno. That's it. I'm going with that. Is facing backlash he's facing backlash, not blacklash. Backlash on social media after refusing to issue a snow emergency during this week's storm. That's kind of disingenuous when you find out he's never issued a snow emergency for his county in all the years he's been with the Sheriff's Department. Let's listen to, what is this? Lake County Sheriff from Channel 19. See what he has to say. I kind of like this guy. He's a little based.
Lake County Sheriff Frank Leon Bruno is facing backlash on social media after refusing to issue a snow emergency during this weekend's storm.
Oh, no.
Anywhere between November and March, that's our life here. Lake effect snow dumps, up to 24 inches.
Dumps.
We get ice.
Sheriff Leon Bruno says he doesn't use the state's 1 to 3 level system. Instead, he puts out specific warnings for roads that aren't safe.
People were upset because I said, when we close roads, we close businesses. I don't think it's the job of a sheriff's office to impede those aspects of our economy if there's not sufficient reason.
Lake County isn't alone in making this decision. Geauga and Stark County have also not issued snow emergencies. In fact, it's been about 25 years since Stark issued one. According to the Stark County Sheriff's Office, they don't issue countywide snow emergency levels because conditions can vary dramatically. Sheriff Leon Bruno agrees.
Out in Perry, in Madison, we'll get a large snow dump and Menor will have nothing. Or Euclid will have nothing.
I asked the sheriff if he ever would declare a snow emergency, and he said it's unlikely.
If we had 3 feet of snow and no ability to clear it, I might declare a level 3 snow emergency. But in the 36 years I've been with the sheriff's office, we haven't faced that here in Lake County.
If you live in a county that isn't using the snow emergency levels, make sure you're keeping an eye on social media pages and also any apps that can give you those alerts to keep you safe. For 19 News, I'm Aria Janelle.
Oh my gosh, Ari, if you can't have the government to rely on, what are you going to do?
The pussification
Yes.
of America.
That's the quote. If you live in a city that doesn't use the emergency system the state has come up with, well, you better have an app.
You better check social media.
I mean, you could just look outside, check it out. But in all seriousness, yes, they're regardless of the level system, because I don't know what the hell it means. Level 3, is that good? Level 1, is it higher number better, lower number? Can we go off of colors? Can we go after like the terror watch list where I know that yellow's kind of bad, but red's really bad? Have you ever heard the Ohio Go app?
No.
That's what I use.
I checked it out. I saw the link to it.
Okay. So I'll go out, traveling, going to see customers and stuff. I can drive a couple 100 miles in a day, and I could go all over, 150-mile radius from where I live. So a lot of times before I even leave, I check that and look at the different cameras of the areas I'm going into. So it has this OhioGo.com, I think it is. It's the link in the show notes. They have an app for your phone, and it basically is just a feed to all the ODOT cameras in the state of Ohio.
Oh, okay. Is it better than Waze?
It's not the same. It's not GPS.
Right.
So if you're wondering if you're going to drive 25, 30, 50 miles from where you're at, looking outside is obviously not going to really show you much. So that's what I'll do. I'll go on here and go, okay, what's going on in Akron? What's going on in Madison? What's going on in Columbus? So like when we had the big snowstorm last, up here, I could see lots of snow on 77 or 71, whatever, and I could see tracks, see black lines. So at least there's tracks on the road. When I went to Columbus on the feed, all white. It was all white. So I'm like, stay out of Columbus, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's in addition to Waze, I would say.
Right. Okay.
Well, yeah, check it out, people. It's actually an app.
It's a phone app?
Yeah, it's a phone app, and there's the website you can use.
Okay.
And to me, I use it all throughout the winter just to check on what's going on.
Cool.
But because even to her point, to my point, to somebody's point, that even with the emergency system, they said, well, I'm going on to Columbus. How's it down there? They said, that's still level 3. I go, I don't know if that means. Does that mean not to come down to Columbus? Or does that mean it's okay to come down? I'm not sure. And as it turns out, I went down the day after, and it was pretty bad. It was still pretty bad. 2 days after, it was still pretty bad. They driving along the freeway, going north, or actually going down or going up from Columbus to Columbus. The ODOT decided all of a sudden to stop plowing lanes. So as I'm driving along at 60 to 70 miles an hour in the right lane or even all the way to the left lane, all of a sudden I can look ahead and there's 3 feet of snow in my lane. It just didn't blow over. They just said, "Oh, we're not plowing this lane anymore." Like, I was like, wow. So I'm not sure where I got off on that one, but check out the how that go app.
Level 1 is roadways are hazardous with blowing and drifting snow. Roads may be icy. Motorists are urged to drive cautiously. Level 2 is the same thing. Roads may be icy. Only those who feel it necessary to drive should be on the roads. Contact your employer to see if he should report to work. Motorists should use extreme caution. Level 3, all roadways are closed to non-emergency personnel. So level 3 they just close the roads.
Yeah, you shouldn't be on them unless it's an emergency. And I get his point out there. You could drive, and I've snowplowed before, so it's just completely accurate with lake effect. You could have a foot of snow and drive a mile and a half down the road and have nothing.
Yeah.
So you can't just close large stretches. You can in Columbus because they don't get lake effect. They get a snowstorm. It covers, usually covers the whole area. So yeah, I guess you could do it.
The people in Lake County are used to this too. I mean, that's a different breed of snow people.
And it's almost like you should treat every area a little bit differently. Not every area is exactly the same. Enough of your communism. Come on.
Weather communism.
Weather communism. It's right. It is. That's right. As we've boiled it down. All the way down. And we can continue on bitching about the snow because the poor schools backed themselves into a big corner this week with all these closings. I said last Monday or Sunday night when they were closing the schools, I looked at my weather app. I said, honey, they've backed themselves in the corner. And she said, what do you mean? I said, tomorrow, Monday, is supposed to be the warmest day of the week and they're closing. I go, are the kids ever going to go to school this week? And then we had the off Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday night, we had a email from the school, elementary school, that said, hey, basically the 2 or 3 paragraphs boiled down to this. Hey, we live in Ohio. It gets cold and we get snow. Deal with it. Dress warm. We're having school tomorrow. And then an hour later, they said, sorry, we're going to cancel school tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think they use the city buses. So if the city cancels school, they don't have a choice.
Right.
So this article here, or this little clip I have, it's not an article, it's just a Channel 5 news story from YouTube. But let's listen, and then we can figure out, we can actually go, I have 2 clips. We can go on the second one. We kind of understand what schools go through. But here's to your point, Tom, of the pussification of America. I think this guy, what's this guy's name, is Mike Holden. He can be a little snarky, but you think he's talking to us when he says this. Listen.
Everyone always goes back to, well, back in my day, I walked 1.5 miles in the snow in sub-zero temperatures. We all have these stories. We talk about how hard it was to get a snow day back then. But the reality of the situation now is it is very cold again. The sidewalks are not shoveled. We have a couple questions, do you want your little kids out there walking, waiting at the bus stop, running the risk of potential frostbite and hypothermia? Or do you power through and work to make sure they can continue to stay on track with their overall curriculum? Tough situation, right?
No, it's really not. Really not that tough. Did you watch this?
Yeah.
Did you notice something as he's telling you what do you have a choice? Your kid could freeze to death or you could just power through it. Did you know something what was happening in the background?
Oh, yeah, people outside sled riding.
As he's telling us that sidewalks aren't shoveled, he was showing us shoveled sidewalks. And as he was talking about, your choice is your kids can die and lose their feet at the minimum, lose their hands and their feet, or you could just power through and completely screw up your whole week and get your boss mad at you because your kids are still home from school. While in the background, he was showing kids sliding down the sledding hill.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I'm talking to my coworker. He lives in the area, and I was like, "How'd you fare?" He goes, "We talked about the snow and this and that." And he goes, "I asked him about his kids in school." He goes, "Yeah, they were off. I drove my kid farther to his friend's house because he was young enough; they didn't want to leave him home, so that he can go outside and spend all day sled riding,
playing outside,
playing in the snow, 2 or 3 days in a row." It's like what the hell? So I think it's it's up to, so what we're finding out, I think, during all this, they've changed the rules on school closings, or not the rules, but they used to give to each district 5 days a year.
Right.
And now it's up to the schools to pad. They go by hours now. You have to have X amount of education hours throughout the year, and it's up to the schools to pad their school year. So they have less hours required than they have in the past to give them time to pad it for these school days, for these calamity days. But what's the part of the problem, though, I don't think people realize, maybe if they don't have kids in school now, is they also get hot days. So you have to accommodate for cold days and hot days. Yeah. And I think, basically,
climate change.
So you have to double them almost, because they have 2 or 3 hot days a year.
Yeah, we never got those either.
So
I just remember them putting like these 4-foot fans in the hallways.
Yeah, opening the window. I remember it because it was always the end of the school year. 2 or 3 times it happened when they redid the roof. And it was hot as hell outside. The windows had to be open, but it stunk so bad. I remember that.
It was hotter than heck a couple of times. I remember those days, but we went in, and I remember them turning off the lights and trying to keep it a little cooler.
Yeah, I know, because those fluorescent lights just
but it helped.
It was something.
Well, yeah, but in reality, how many days was it a year? Like, I wouldn't even say a year. Over my, going to high school and grade school, it probably happened. I could probably count on, maybe I'd need 2 hands to count. Yeah. Maybe 5, 6, 7 times. Where it was that hot, we were just sweating balls.
Yeah, papers are sticking to your hand, your forearms and stuff.
Yeah. Right. It happened.
I remember because we had schools in the area that got the day off back even when I was, because they had modern schools with windows that didn't open because it was air conditioned. When the air conditioning broke, they had to go. I was so pissed. Like, they get air conditioning and the day off when it breaks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't ever remember hearing that. You're a couple years younger than me, so maybe, yeah. But I also remember going, it's almost the end of the school year. We're there.
Yeah,
it didn't bother me so much.
It's usually the end. It occasionally happened in the spring, but most of the time it was the summer, the end of the school year. But I will, in defense of the schools, I'll play this next clip because it might help understand why they're kind of so quick to pull the trigger. Because we're going to hear from 2 mothers. And you can tell me which one they probably hears from more than the other, the school that they go to. You can probably guess right off the bat. So here's the problem. Here's one of the reasons that parents were complaining about the schools, because they shouldn't be they shouldn't force their kids to do stuff. I'm like, see what they say.
They say they should not be forced to walk in this weather or even wait outside for an extended period of time, while other parents welcome the return to school, saying it will help reestablish structure, a routine, and allow them to get back on track after having 4 to 5 days off.
Yeah.
I get that the kids need to go to school, and I get that, we might be out of calamity days, but my kids' health is most important to me. I just wish that they would cancel school and have our kids' health be more important than what it seems like it is right now.
Did you hear from
my
her,
son, he has autism, and usually with kids who have autism, routine is a big part of keeping them regulated. And when he's out of his regular routine, it's a huge disruption. It produces a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of stress, not just on him, but it's also on the family.
So which one do you think the schools hear from more? The first one or the second one? Exactly. Frostbite. I didn't get frostbite. I walked to school. It wasn't uphill. But I did walk to school. I even sometimes hitched a ride on the back of the school bus if the streets were in the right condition. Never got frostbite. And I would think, what do you think, Tom? You think they make gloves slightly better than they did 25, 30 years ago?
Yeah, I think there's better stuff now.
Boots, too? Boots are probably better.
Mm-hmm. I remember being cold. My in high school, a neighbor, I grew up with a guy who would drive us in the morning home. I'd walk home. If it was really bad, my mom would pick us up sometimes. I don't know. It It wasn't a big deal.
Well, my coworker was we were talking. He's like, wouldn't it be better? What's easier? Okay, we get you can't take your kid to school because I from what I've seen, I don't know if it's probably more than half kids get picked up or dropped off from school. Wouldn't it be better for you as a parent to go into work late because you had to take your kid to school than not go into work at all? So maybe on those days when they're waiting by the bus and you're afraid they might get frostbite, oh my God, they're going to lose their hands. Maybe just take them to work and say, sorry, boss, I'm going to be late. Otherwise, I got to stay home with him and miss work completely. In a lot of, not every case, but a lot of cases. I'm also thinking, if you're so damn worried about your kid's health, maybe you should quit smoking. There's no way that woman doesn't smoke. There's no way. There's no way. She's like sound like an old bartender. What can I get you guys? Jack and Coke coming right up. So that's why I do have some sympathy for the schools. The parents are just horrible, and they're not. They're kind of. Wow, this kind of leads into the next story, which is the protests, the ICE protests in Cleveland. Cleveland protests ICE on the ice. And we're producing these kind of parents that I'm talking about, like that one we just heard there. Like, my wife's health is so important. Oh my gosh. There's probably a lot of the people that are down this ICE protest downtown.
Could be, yeah.
So they've had protests all throughout the week, and they're getting bigger and bigger, Tom.
No, they're not.
Did any of them inquire on where the signs were printed and who paid for them?
I was going to say that the one thing that stands out the most is that they all got the same professionally printed sign. There's like two different ones, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, they're two different ones. And I saw there was a video from Minneapolis of a pickup truck with like 1,000 signs, and they were the same signs.
Yeah.
Stop ICE terror now. Stop ICE terror now. Power to the people. No one, something or other. There's three of them at least I see. And they're all the exact same, all white with black lettering, which, my hard-earned taxpayer money went to these signs. Can you at least make them in 3-color? Why you got to cheapen out on it? I mean, that's not the government way to cheapen out. You go 3-color signs, highly graphic signs. Come on, go all out. That's the way. It's the government way. It's the American way. So I think we'll start with, I do have a clip from the protest, one short clip, but I think we can start with what I think our friend Morgan has, she has a little report here. It's towards the end of a report about I think they had another protest on Friday or something, Thursday, Friday, whatever. And it got a little bit bigger. And then at the end, they would start talking about, well, the Haitians in Springfield, they are going to...
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Those Haitians. As of, I think, Wednesday or the 4th, I think it's called. The 4th, I think it was. Their temporary status has been revoked. It's temporary. Everybody's freaking out because what are they going to do? Oh my gosh. Yes, it's temporary. So you would have to imagine that eventually it would be taken away. But
don't worry, Springfield, you can let your pets outside soon.
Yes. And you probably can get a job. And probably get a job soon. And your insurance will probably go down. Your car insurance will probably go down because there's less accidents in your area. But let's listen to what Morgan has to say and a little bit from our governor, Mike DeWine.
And Morgan, the governor, says that we could see more ICE agents coming to our state.
Yeah, Damon. So with the campaign in 2024, President Donald Trump really made this an issue. And these Haitian immigrants are set to lose their protected status on Tuesday. I was with the governor today, and he's really trying to take a middle-of-the-road approach with ICE. But he does say that they're going to need to follow good procedure, and the state troopers will make sure of that.
We're here to keep the peace. We're going to do that in Ohio. ICE will be able to do what they legally can do, whether we like that or not, whether he agree with that policy.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine is giving a warning to federal immigration agents, ICE, if they come to the state.
Our police officers are well trained. We have also the expectation that ICE will also follow good police practices.
He said that the state troopers will be assisting cities with ICE presence, and they need to follow Ohio rules, like not standing in front of cars.
That could be detrimental to that officer. It could also involve some confrontation with the person in the car who's driving the car.
U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno has been supportive of ICE and says there is a way to prevent agents from shooting U.S. citizens.
You do not have a right to impede federal law enforcement operations. And the way we avoid that is to make certain that when we are enforcing federal law, that the city, the county, and the state is totally aligned with what we're doing.
Some Republicans say another way to avoid conflict would be to leave your firearms at home. Previously, DeWine urged protesters not to carry. How does that not go against the Second Amendment?
I've been very, very clear.
Now she's worried about the Second Amendment.
People have the right to bring a gun. Different question, is it that a wise thing to do, or would I recommend for them to do that? And my answer is no.
The governor says that he hopes he at least gets 24-hour notice from ICE before they get here.
What?
Yes. That's my new Morgan sound effects.
What?
They're still calling them protesters.
like they shouldn't stand in front of cars. No, you apparently you didn't do as much investigating as I did as a citizen, a dumb salesperson, and you're supposedly an investigative reporter. If you learned, he was walking around the car when he got in front of the car. She decided to put it in drive and run him down. So I think just shut up, twat. And now she's worried about the Second Amendment. What? All of a sudden, I'm arguing with leftists about where you should or shouldn't carry a gun.
Well, she's trying to get a Republican to say something anti-Second Amendment,
anti-Trump.
Well, yeah.
Or as she said, he's towing a middle of the road line. Yeah, that's DeWine, idiot. That's what he always does. It's one of the things we don't like about him. And by the way, no, and not just Trump. This is what I voted for.
Yeah, you get some of the lefties going, "Oh, you're a bootlicker," and it's like, no, that's my boot.
Good point. Because you know what really pisses me off is, again, I got leftists making me defend the federal government. I don't like defending the federal government.
But it's what we voted for.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, no, but they're trying to kind of throw that at you. It's like, are you really that dumb?
Yeah.
And yes.
I always ask them a question. I go, why is this not happening anywhere else? Well, that's the key. Like they said in the report, what's important is when you had the state, local, and federal officials all in line. That's why it's happening in Minnesota. It's not happening anywhere else because they're not getting in the way. They're not impeding. You keep pushing back, and I'm sick and tired of hearing, "Oh, Trump back down." Trump. I had to listen to Tim Pool's tirade on this. I don't know if you heard that earlier in the week.
Oh, he's been off base.
Yeah. Oh, he's given. I kept watching it, going, "When's he going to say gotcha?" Because he was pushing so hard. I go, "What?" So Trump backed down, quote unquote, backed down on this. After he called Waltz, they talked. Short time after that, all of a sudden, the city and state police started cooperating with ICE and protecting the hotel where the ICE agents were at. All of a sudden now, if you're backing down, do you send your top guy there? No. He didn't back down. He changed strategy because I think that's a trap. I think Minnesota is a trap. I think they want him to bring Marines in. That's what they want. And they were pushing as hard as they can to trigger Trump either taking the National Guard or just bringing Marines in.
Yeah, he won't do that.
No, but what he did was he said, "We will back down. Give us access to your prison system so we can take all the people who you've already arrested and put in prison that are illegal immigrants and get them out of your prison and save you a whole bunch of money. You could put more people. Oh wait, they're actually going to put more people in, but it would save them money. They wouldn't have to pay for these losers in prison. And I think that's where they're at now.
Yeah, I'm not even sure about what's going on.
And I know it's not a back down. And here's the key for me, that I know it wasn't a back down, and that it was, Trump lost. No, the next day or 2 days later, guess where they went? That's where they started protesting, in front of Waltz's house, because they were pissed that he backed down, because the state police started getting involved. I don't know how much they're actually getting involved on a day-to-day basis, but
yeah, I don't think the real conservatives think there was a loss. I think it was a restructuring of the plan, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, the grown-ups in the room decided to go, we don't like the direction this is going. Let's try something else.
Yeah, it's looking bad for Trump. It's looking bad for everybody in a way, and they have to fix it.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was looking at. If you look at it from an objective point of view, you could almost say they almost maybe feels like they did it so that each of them looked like they lost a little bit, maybe, but not really.
I don't know. I mean, the people that are, if you're rioting, they're not protesters. The instigators they're not going to change their minds for anything.
No,
it doesn't matter what happens. They're just not going to change their minds. And then, you got people in the middle that are just kind of like, this sucks what's going on, but getting rid of illegals is still more popular.
It's more than ever.
Yeah. So you're not really losing. It's just optics. And with the midterms coming, you have to play this carefully.
So let's just take this next clip really quick. And it just points out again, we're watching the same screen and seeing two different movies. Because I can agree with a lot of what this person says. Now, I also don't. It also didn't get past me that this could be Morgan in a few years. It sounds like a lot, could be her when her hair gets a little gray.
Where's the link?
What?
Where's the link to it?
To the video?
Yeah, that you're about to play.
It's in. It's from the. Oh wait, I didn't put that in there, did I?
Yeah, put it in.
I'll put it in there. Yeah,
I don't need it right now. Just
yeah, because it's not.
That's all right. Go ahead. Yeah, I was just kind of curious.
Demonstrators traveled from across Northeast Ohio to be here, including Nancy, who drove up from Akron.
I'm here because the state of our nation is unacceptable.
I agree.
To me. If I don't go out and stand on my feet and speak for the people who can't, then
I agree.
Who's going to? Thank you.
Signs, chants, and speeches filled downtown before the crowd spilled into the streets.
I agree with her. The state of our country is in shambles, and it's mostly because of all these immigrants that are in here that are here illegally, sucking our system dry. So I do agree. That was from the article that we have in there, Channel 3.
Oh, okay.
That was Channel 3. Sorry. But the one before is the one I got to put in there. Protest from the Channel 5 news article. I will put that in there. But she kind of reminded me of, it's towards the end of the news article or the news clip that's in the article. So it kind of reminds me, it could be Morgan in a few years. So they were out protesting with their very professional made signs, and I'm sure there'll be more of it. They're planning another No Kings protest, and I'm sure we'll have more to laugh at. Bring some entertainment to the show, please.
It's going to ramp up before midterms.
Oh yeah, wait till the summertime.
Yeah,
I gotta find.
Yeah, this is happening in cold. Wait till the summer.
I like that they're going down the street, going, "Whose streets? Our streets," as they all walk past the cops that are holding traffic back. Like, yeah, they're your streets when the cops give you permission. Your streets.
No, it's our streets. It's like 77 million people that voted. You idiots.
Yeah.
And these people are freaking retarded. But what else would we be talking about?
Yeah, true. It gives us at least something to talk about. And it's just wrapping up towards the end of the week, and there's even more stories than this. But we'll continue. I'm sure there'll be more next week on it. Or I'm just getting bored of it at this point. But It's all part of the plan for chaos. Next on our list,
Civil War.
Civil War, yes. Civil War. What do we got? Oh yeah, Brooklyn. Brooklyn city official is an idiot.
Yeah, it goes both ways, right?
It does go both ways. It's not just so. Brooklyn City Clerk of Councils Diane Schroeder was fired after saying ICE should have taken out Renee Good's wife.
Dana Schroeder.
Dana Schroeder. Did I say Dana Schroeder?
You said Diane.
Diane Schroeder. Yeah, you're kind of an idiot. Yeah.
I looked her up. I just did a quick. I want to see what's going on social media. So on Facebook, I found her. I didn't find her profile, but I found the city of Brooklyn. They made an announcement when they hired her, and she hasn't been there long. She's only been there since this was posted August 5th, 2025. Ready for a roll call. We are delighted to welcome Dana Schroeder as our new clerk of council. And she comes from North Royalton, where she worked for 17 years, up the ladder there, director of legislative services. And she's only 37, so she started in Royalton when she was 20. She's an idiot. I can't believe she did this. Usually, like, I don't know how broken somebody has to be to post something like that, especially when you're in a civil service type of position.
I mean, even a loony left is more clever than that.
Yeah, this wasn't even clever. This was just wow. Blatant. You just did not think of it.
No, very emotional. Oh, wait, what do you know? That's a woman, very emotional. Go figure.
Yeah,
you're not thinking that's the problem with social media.
That's not even an emotional statement, really.
I think it's an emotional response, though. You're just mad and you go, I should have taken out the wife too. You hit send.
Yeah, but why do you? You know what? I would say that in my living room.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna. And in fact, I don't think I said that anything like that. I'm just saying I would keep that in my living room. I'd be yelling at the TV, maybe. That's about it.
Yes, I don't want to see. No, investigator, sure. Let's check it out. Let's do what you normally do. And apparently they were trying to, at least. It really made some people mad that, oh my gosh, yes, we looked at the crazy people. But yeah, how did she get to, well, this goes to your point, I think, to the, that most of our politicians are just plain dumb.
Yeah, something, this one really just surprises me because if you look at her picture, she looks like a suburban conservative mom, basically, It's just shocking.
Yeah. You could be the stupid.
Yeah.
You are a public official, so it's kind of fair.
Just ruined your career.
Totally, yeah. Now you spent all your life in public service. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck finding a job. It might be kind of difficult, but I bet you can apply it somewhere. But after this, I think you're going to be, you might have a problem. You have to change your name.
Certified municipal court clerk in 2018 and a master municipal court in 2021. She's worked hard. Just wow.
And the speed was what I was shocked in. On the same day they suspended her, and 2 days later they fired her. And crazily enough, nobody screamed about free speech.
They got no kidding, right?
I mean, nobody should.
Because wasn't it that guy in Brooklyn that said some awful things? Yeah. And I don't even know if he did end up getting fired, or he resigned.
Yes, I think.
But that took a couple of months for him to resign. Of a lot of people yelling, and this was like just in 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days she was gone. I also think it was the way she phrased it, because the other ones were, bring on the next sacrifice. Didn't mention anything about, just kind of somewhat vague. Oh, you know what they were talking about, but this is very blatantly a call to violence.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
I think it's a step above, but that just shows the stupidity of it. Like, you could have said it in some other way, and hey,
they didn't say where she posted it. Did they? Because she might have locked up her profile because I couldn't find her on Facebook.
Taken out social media. Good question. They don't say.
Yeah,
I'm
37-year-old, probably a mom. Works for us, probably on Facebook.
Does not say, probably on Facebook, yeah. It does not say, it just says social media.
Yeah. Unless she's one of those that puts it on like TikTok or something, which I don't know, that age. Maybe.
Can you post on TikTok, or is it just videos?
No, you could.
Can you just, I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, I don't know.
Been on it. I actually have been on it, but just not extensively.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say. So could be probably Facebook. Probably. Oh, wait. Oh, no, is that?
That's all right.
There's a little Facebook thing here. No, that's probably for the. I don't know. There's a little Facebook icon right here by the stories. I wanted that anything, but it doesn't. So yeah, she's an idiot, and now she's unemployed. So good luck finding a job. And I mean, I wouldn't hire you because it's shocking what you said. I would probably hire you because you're too stupid to work at my place. Because,
yeah.
But on to the next, and we've got our good things segment.
We bring good things to life.
First on the good things list is, well, if you like the snow, Fox 8 has a great article headline, Going Downhill, Where to Sled, Ski, Inner Tube, and Toboggan in Northeast Ohio.
On your days off from school.
Exactly. When it's too cold to go to school, it's time to go sled riding. Pretty self-explanatory. Fox 8 has the story, and they've got basically all the counties broke down for sledding, Lake County, Geauga, Lorain, Stark County, Summit, and then they have some for skiing, some for downhill and snowboarding, tubing, and check it out if it's something. According to them, it said you either stay inside for 3 months or go out. I'm thinking of staying inside for 3 months. That's okay with me. But yeah, check it out. If you got little ones and you want to take them tobogganing, that's fine. I just remember what goes down must come back up, and you got to climb those stairs to get back up on the hill. That's always what turns me off to go and sled riding.
And don't forget to bring that non-caloric silicone-based kitchen lubricant. Put it on the bottom of your sled.
Oh, for the sled. Okay. I was thinking, don't forget to bring a liqueur of some sort to put in your coffee.
Oh, that too.
Make it a special mocha.
You could sled just like the Griswolds.
Oh, that's right. They did do that.
That's I think he just said he got some non-caloric silicone-based kitchen lubricant.
Yes. And they went zooming down. You remember that? That was like the second or third one, or I can't remember now.
It's a Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So check them out if you feel like you need to go outside and go sled riding. You got all the news there. Next, I guess sometimes you need to define the good things segment. It's not necessarily something that you should do, but maybe just something that's not something a little lighthearted. Because this guy,
or crazy,
yeah. Or crazy, just not very political or divisive, I guess is the way I kind of look at it when I try to pick these things out. Because sometimes I'll pick them out and I'm like, well, this is like, what's good about Meet the Clevelander who biked across all 5 ice-covered Great Lakes this winter? Like,
what are you trying to prove the low IQ of Cleveland?
Right. That's what I thought too. Eric McKinney is, but he did do it for a reason, supposedly. Eric McKinney is the first, apparently, to bike on all 5 Great Lakes. Yeah, I mean, great. I think
congratulations.
I think this is great. All for it. Do what you got to do. I get as humans, and we don't have to like hunt for our food. We're kind of bored a lot of times, so we have to put some risk into our lives. I don't necessarily, but some people do. But that's all great. That's all fine. As long as when he gets in trouble, because if he continues to do this, he will get in trouble.
Yeah.
He gets billed for the services when we come and rescue him. That's all
I'm saying. Rescue him if they find him.
Right. That's always been my go climb a mountain. Go find yourself in the wilderness. When you get lost, we're going to pick you up. We're going to bill you. So he got a bike. He's got some kind of Trek bike. He's got studded tires. Trying to see what else he had. He went all across all. Now, That's kind of tricky because I think Lake Michigan never freezes over. Almost never.
He did 4 miles on Lake.
Yeah, because right around the edge.
That was Lake Huron. I'm sorry.
Right around the edge, it's got some ice on it from what I
Yeah.
see. But it doesn't, it rarely, it's too deep to freeze completely over. I think it maybe has, but not in a while because, climate change. But once he figured out it's never been done before, and then his wife said it was okay, then he did it.
His wife doesn't want him home.
Yeah, she's like, sure, yeah, you go ahead and do that. What's that life insurance policy? Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's all set. We're good. He's from Bay City. We drove to Bay City, Michigan to bike 4 miles across Lake Huron, like you said. And he had to fine-tune his routes, avoiding areas afflicted by shipping channels or warmer currents. Like, it's not as easy. You're not just going to, you got to look. There's some places that are thinner ice than others.
Yeah, don't drive off the pier.
No.
With your bike and just head north.
No.
Don't do that.
Do not try this at home. Do not try this at home. Let's see, make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, I think that was about it. But hey, more power to him. I think his wife's trying to kill him. Personally,
it looks like he just kind of did like a few miles on each lake.
Yeah,
which I mean, that's not that big.
No, he does mention in the story about there's a guy who went all the way across from Ohio to Canada on the ice.
Pardon me?
There is somebody that has rode their bike, or no, he said trekked, which means I think walked from shorelines of Ohio to Canada over the ice.
Back in 1978 or something.
78,
like that.
Yeah. But nobody rode their bike.
That was a pretty drastic winter.
Yeah, it was one of the worst winters in the last 50 years. I remember more than 50 years. I was always, when I was a kid, they was like, well, it's not like the blizzard of 78.
Yeah.
Couldn't open our door. So don't try this at home. And I mean, I was trying to find if there's a YouTube video I can at least watch on YouTube. I don't want to actually do it, but I'd like to see how he did it.
Well, it looks like it's 4 miles on each lake. It's not that. I don't know if this deserves an article, but
it's seen.
Congratulations, Eric
paid by the
McKinney.
Eric McKinney. So have fun doing that. And you're crazy. And on that crazy note, I guess that wraps us up. End of the stories. And we just really appreciate you listening. Want to make sure you share the show. Go to the blog, crookedrivercast.com. Send us a note. If we're missing something, is there something you want us to cover? crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Again, really appreciate you listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.